In the UK, there are two ways in which people can go and either test themselves or their babies for sickle cell or thalassemia, either the trait or sickle cell disease or full-blown thalassemia. Today, we are going to talk on the sickle cell and thalassemia trait testing for pregnant women in the antenatal phase of their pregnancies. Around when a woman is 10 weeks pregnant, they can get a simple blood test that tests them for the sickle cell trait or the thalassemia trait. However, it's not as straightforward for sickle cell, which that needs to change. Women are automatically offered a trait test for thalassemia, but for some reason, when it comes to testing for the sickle cell trait, there are loopholes. Strange. If you live in an area where the prevalence of sickle cell is high, on the other hand, you'll automatically be offered a sickle cell trait test. However, what messes me up so much is when you live in a low prevalence area of sickle cell, you have to do a family origin questionnaire. And that family origin questionnaire then sort of determines whether you're then offered a sickle cell trait test or not. I would like to believe you can still ask for one, but why do we have to get a family origin questionnaire answered in low prevalence areas where people have sickle cell compared to just automatically being offered a sickle cell trait test in high prevalence areas of sickle cell? As long as they're in the at-risk population, why not just offer them a trait test? I don't know why the FOQ, the family origin questionnaire, came into play. I don't. It needs to be changed. It really needs to be adjusted because this is a huge barrier. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it today because otherwise this video is no longer going to be considered a short, but that's basically what the sickle cell and thalassemia trait testing pathway is like. You're automatically offered a thalassemia trait test when you get pregnant, but you have to do a family origin questionnaire before you do the traits test for sickle cell if you live in an area where not a lot of people are affected by sickle cell. But if you live in an area where there's a high prevalence of sickle cell, then you're automatically offered the sickle cell trait test.